Welcome back to Expert Emerald number 17. With special guest DJB.
Oh my, I'm so used to doing that myself, you threw me off there. Yeah, welcome back. In this episode, since we've just beaten the 7th gym leaders, we're now going to take down Team Magma.
Also, I'm here too, hi.
Hello.
I know that it's just an artifact of tile-based RPGs, but I have to believe that the biggest crime in the Pokemon world, something that will come with a death sentence, is just plain old loitering.
I thought you were gonna say interior design.
Oh, no. An interior design is a misdemeanor at best. Everyone has to have a teleport pad in their house.
You do make a good point, though, is that if those Team Magma guys would just stood there and didn't move and impeded my progress, then this game would be in an unwinnable state for me, so...
Like, just imagine how shipping works if there's a car accident. It's just everyone's completely stuck.
Oh, Jesus. Or any kind of evacuation, really.
Oh man, look at all these levels. Brutus is gonna get swole.
Oh, hex yeah. So, you know what, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Whilst recording this next set of fights, I probably had the worst and most shittiest time ever. I don't know what caused it or what it was, but coming up will be a fight where you actually have to team up with an in-game NPC, a multi-battle. The only problem is, for some bizarre reason, said NPC decided that he would just keep spamming the move Protect, which means that he inadvertently didn't really help me at all. He just left me to fight 2-on-1. And that kind of led to multiple game overs, like multiple losses, and at one point a rage quit, so...
Yeah?
Thanks, game.
Well, it's called expert. You have to know how to deal with people.
I need to know how to deal with fighting two different people at once, essentially on my own. Well, you know, these things happen. Anyways, good old Brutus. Pokemon number 1 is evolving.
Honestly, it feels like a downgrade to go from number 1 Pokemon to number 2 Pokemon.
Especially since Bulbasaur is garbage.
There was a thing that did make me laugh. It was an image of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, photoshopped obviously, and it asked who is the first Pokemon. And the 4 options were Bulbasaur, Rhydon, Mew, and Arceus.
Fuck that.
All 4 of them are the first Pokemon in a different respect. Rhydon's the first one created by the developers. Bulbasaur's the first one in the Index. Mew is the first ever within the lore, and so is Arceus somehow. So, whoops.
Arceus is just God.
Yeah, Arceus is God. So, yeah.
A god that you can put little plates on to customize him.
Basically, whether Arceus or Mew came first is down to whether you're a Pokemon creationist or a Pokemon evolutionist. Depends on your religious affiliation within the Pokemon universe. Anyways,
Mew is the first Pokemon as recognized by Pokemon science.
There you go. Anyways, these battles right here, a little bit of a pain. You have to fight them one after the other. So bring healing items. For me, it's those, those dodgy healing herbs that fully heal your Pokemon from KO. I'm all about those.
Here, take this poison. It should get you back up and running.
Pretty much, yeah. Just take this incredibly gross, bitter root and shove it right in your face and that'll fully heal you.
My Pokemon will battle even though it was clinically dead for 2 hours.
And, here's the aforementioned battle where everything goes to hell because in the first few recordings of it, Steven just didn't know how to do Pokemon good.
To be fair, your team is mostly garbage and you're fighting dudes like 20 levels above you.
So, this guy, talking about rock fuel and stuff, it brings up a really interesting point. The typing, the type weaknesses in Pokemon are just outright wrong, because we all know that jet fuel can't melt Steelix beams.
Oh, that's good.
You'd say that, but
Oh?
as we all know, jet fuel is capable of melting steel aircraft, as we saw many times.
Oh, now I'm conflicted.
So it's easy to see.
So it should be strong against flying then, obviously.
No, it's strong against steel types because it's steel. I mean, have you ever seen jet fuel used on, like, a wooden airliner? No, of course not. Because it doesn't work on it.
Now I'm just confused. I didn't know this episode would get so scientific so quickly. Actually, you say that it doesn't make sense for fire to beat steel for the, the steel beams reasoning. But if you think about it, and I think we did touch on this before, rocket fuel is highly poisonous, and poison doesn't work against steel, so, there is that. Boosh, I did it. I salvaged the Pokemon series single-handedly.
I mean, I thought it was just because you couldn't poison a robot.
Now that I think about it, if we're gonna have, like, actual rocket fuel, there should be, like, a double poison type.
Yeah, we already do. It's called the move Toxic.
Just a Pokemon that has 4 Toxics. That's its only move.
There is a newer Pokemon, a Gen 7 Pokemon, that is so toxic that it can poison types, so there is that. And I don't even really understand how that works. So, having beaten Team Magma, we'll actually never see those guys again. We have beaten them for good now. Not so much with Team Aqua though, so that's also on our agenda for this episode. Anyways, before we leave, this is not the house I'm looking for. We need to go visit Steven at his house. It's definitely one of these. Here it is.
This is my home. I don't actually have a bed, I just sit on this chair.
I have a chair, a table, and rocks.
It's all I need.
That's all I need to live are rocks.
Maybe he just sleeps on the Metagross, like it levitates him off the floor.
Oh, that would be kind of cool, actually. Anyways, here's something very cool that only really appears in the Hoenn games, which is the Dive HM. So, I'm pretty sure only Generation 3 and Generation 5 even used this. But you basically get the ability to dive underwater. Sorry there, but we do have to waste another HM on you there, Scurvy. Whoops.
Ah, whatever. There's always the move remover.
Exactly.
Also, Rain Dance isn't particularly good.
Yeah, it depends on your team build.
It's not good. It's good in double. It's good in double battles, but in single battles, it's not as useful.
Yeah, it's pretty garbage.
You're basically just wasting a turn that you could be using to just shit on everyone.
Mm-hmm. Very true, very true.
It's no Stealth Rock.
Oh, fuck Stealth Rock, though. I hate Stealth Rock. I love fire types, and by proxy, I hate Stealth Rock.
If I can't remember properly, but I'm pretty sure there was, like, one setup that literally made it so that every time you switched in a Pokemon, it would take off, like, 2/3 of their health with some dumbass combo.
Oh, I would assume it involved Skarmory and Whirlwind.
It would be Spikes, Stealth Rock, Skarmory, and Whirlwind.
It was something like that, where you just, like, basically kill everything that came on screen because you'd have to either waste turns healing or they'd all get owned in, like, a hit.
There are some really nasty strategies out there with Pokemon. I know one that is, like, indefinitely banned no matter what kind of competitive play you go for. And to my knowledge, it involves giving a Mew that knows how to recycle, so it can reuse items, a Leopard Berry, so it has infinite PP, and Recover, so it can infinitely heal itself, so your battle will go on forever. It is literally stall the battle until your opponent gets bored and gives up.
And the less said about Breloom, the better.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, that's not as bad, but still pretty rough.
What was that one again? Paralysis and Confusion, so, like, you only have, like, a 1 in 16 chance of attacking?
Oh, Jesus.
It was something ridiculous where basically you'd shut down the opponent because you'd be too fast for the tier list you were in, and nothing would ever really hit you. So they ended up getting banned, like you just weren't allowed to use it, because it was just really fucking annoying to fight.
Yeah, like I say, Pokemon is just, It does lead to a lot of griefing potential, especially in the competitive scenes. So, by the way, this dungeon that I'm in at the moment, this undersea cave, I kind of hate this place because I can never remember the layout of it, and I constantly get lost in here, in spite of the fact that if you know where you're going, it's only a couple of rooms long. But that's just me being bad at navigation. Pretty much. There is a puzzle later on that I do embarrassingly badly at, and I don't even think the power of editing really salvages how badly I screw up the future puzzle. But you know what? Nobody's perfect, so hey.
Yeah, I've really always wondered about their like responses to you once you've gotten this far. Like, I can understand them saying like "fuck off, kid" if you're like just in the first base. But at this point, you're at the end. They should actually be panicking when they see you because you've never lost.
It's like, oh no, here comes that god trainer.
Never lost? You mean on footage, anyway?
Well, of course, the footage is what people actually see. Bloopers do not make it onto the nightly news.
Oh, but if they did, though, that would be rad.
Well, that's... if it's live, they do. My favorite news-related blooper, I guess, it wasn't really a blooper because it wasn't intentional, was the lady that basically just said, "Fuck it, I'm quitting and moving to Alaska," when she was doing a story about weed. And demonetized on YouTube.
Well,
Really? Really? You had one choice that was correct, and you knew it was correct, and you could see it, but you still went for it.
yeah, okay, I'm bad at puzzle. I'm bad at... This isn't even the puzzle I'm referring to, but I'm bad at this also.
I'm also bad at puzzles designed for small children, so don't worry about it.
Okay, it's not just me then.
If you've ever seen me play a Lego game, you would probably be infuriated by my inability to do the most basic things.
I don't get mad at people playing video games badly, but
I do get unreasonably smug.
I don't know. Maybe you might be the one exception. I'll have to watch for myself to find out.
You're bad at this game, kid, and I'm way better than you.
Alright, nice dodge there. You avoided that fight.
Well, anyways, that boulder puzzle's actually not too tricky. It's the one that comes up in a moment that I really suck at. After I've beaten this trainer.
How'd you get here without a submarine? My Pokemon ate me. Oh.
Gross.
At least I can assume it. It just turned into this weird black orb.
So do you think avoiding every trainer battle is artificially inflates the difficulty too high?
It depends. Like, if you're quite good at Pokemon, if you like understand the type matchups and the strategies, you can get through the game whilst under level. I mean, that's what I'm doing for the entirety of this LP, to be honest. But I'd say for newer players, it is better to just fight everyone and everything you see, even wild encounters, just to make sure you're, you know, plenty tough for anything you may end up having to face. That is a good question, though. I have gone through and played some of the older Pokemon games only fighting mandatory battles, and they are a lot tougher for it, but in like a fun way, not in a bullshit way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in some of the older Pokemon games, there was just poor design, like what happened with Brock.
You're gonna have to be more specific. Oh, you mean the fact that he was just like a rock trainer way too early in the game for where...
Well, it was mostly the fact that there was no way to deal with him. Say, you picked a fire type. Unless you were playing yellow version, you literally didn't have anything beyond train for like 20 minutes. Because your starter would be totally useless against him.
You would pick up a Butterfree.
Yeah, and then
And just use Confusion.
that would take what, like 2 hours?
Not really. They level up pretty fast.
Having replayed the older games a lot, I find the best way to deal with Brock in those situations is just to have a full team of Pokemon, and then with the weaker ones, just get them to spam stuff like Growl and Sand Attack. It basically immobilizes rock types so they become like shells of their former selves. And that's the best way to go about that.
You could have also... I mean, I think it depends on which version you're playing, but, You could also...
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Really?
Okay. Okay,
You could have also picked. You can also pick up a Mankey from.
That's it. That's only in yellow version.
It's only in yellow.
Yeah, in the original 2, there was no way. The best you could do was get a Nidoran, like level it, like
And poison it.
No, not even that. It was you had to level it up for like until it hit like level 20.
Oh.
And then it would learn double kick.
just way too much effort.
Well, I mean, if it was at level 20, it would probably wipe the floor with Brock's Pokemon anyway.
Most of his Pokemon are defense-based, though. They can take a few hits, and they already have type advantage over nearly everything you can throw at them. So if you didn't pick a grass or water type, eat shit, kid.
Man, I'm getting like flashbacks to when I like fought Brock as a kid. Like so many of them though. I ended up fighting that sucker so many times.
Honestly, Misty was a much bigger roadblock for me than Brock was.
Oh hell yeah, she was just
Because her Starmie was so ridiculous.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you get there, you can get an Oddish. So at the very least, you at least have type advantage. Against Brock, you don't.
Well, here's the thing: is in Pokemon Black and White 2, where you get the choice of like going back and refighting all the gym leaders and all the champions from all the previous games, the one trainer that I always struggle with and never manage to beat successfully is Misty and her goddamn Starmie. Like, I feel like she's objectively overpowered. Well, Starmie in particular is just stupidly overpowered. So yeah.
Starmie is broken in the first game. Like, just outright broken.
To be fair, there's always been Pokemon in each of the games that's just flat out broken, like Excadrill or fucking Garchomp.
Or in this gen, Wobbuffet, you could argue as well.
Oh, Wobbuffet's designed. It's a gimmick Pokemon. It's all about luck, so...
You say that, but if you evolve it from a Wynaut, it can learn Encore. And it can force its opponents to use a move that it can then counter. And guarantee a kill with. Pretty nasty.
But the thing is that's like a gimmick you have to set up. But with like Garchomp or those other ones, it's just hit hard and don't take much damage.
Dragon Dance and then rip through everything.
It's always a fun way to play. By the by, this is the like final encounter with Team Aqua. No more Team Aqua after this, so that's us done with the evil teams. No more of those chumps. Hooray.
You know, for a team enabled Team Aqua, he only had like one water type on his team.
That may have just been this ROM hack, though. You know what this ROM hack is like.
Yeah, I suppose, but at the same time.
Well, anyways, got my Venusaur. That was in one video. I fully evolved that Bulbasaur in one vid. I'm quite proud of that. If only I could continually evolve Pokemon with that kind of efficiency, I'd probably be done collecting by now.
This Pokemon gets uglier every time it evolves.
And this is the part where everything starts going wrong. Uh-oh. Well, you know what? I just kind of realised something. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it's just kind of come to me as a flash of realisation. Everything that's about to go wrong in this game is because Archie's big plan was to go up to Kyogre, the big blue angry Pokemon, with a red orb in the hopes of controlling it. And Maxie did likewise with the big angry red monster by presenting it with a blue orb. So they both went up to their respective legendaries with the wrong bloody orbs and made them angry.
To be fair, I'm assuming they got it off some like ancient tablets or something and it was smudged a bit, so instead of saying do not use red orb, it said do use. And he's like, oh, okay. He just ignored the rest of the sentence that said it would cause natural disasters.
What I really like as well, though, is this what really confirms the fact that these two guys are actually just dipshits who did get that very basic thing wrong is that in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, alternate timelines to this game, they go up to their legendaries with the correct orbs, and it actually works out better for them. It works more in their favour. Sure, they go primal, which is pretty shitty, but, you know, it's better than just making them bloody angry. And now the world is at threat of being incinerated and or drowned, or maybe even both.
I like that Darla's just sitting there like, how the fuck did he fly to me? Why can't I do that?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Holy shit.
Do I have like a tracker on me? I need to look through my bag. I don't remember what I got in here.
Oh, and he's gone. Alright, well.
So we just have really fucked up weather now.
And it does actually translate to battle as well. If you go into a battle, you do end up having to deal with heavy rain. If you go to a battle over at, Lily Cove City, which is where it's super bloody sunny right now, you end up having to deal with harsh sunlight, so...
Actually, I would have liked it better if, like, every other turn it switched between sunny day and, like, rainstorm.
Welcome to Great Britain. Enjoy your stay.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. There's no lie there. Anyways, this is where we now head to Sootopolis, the great big undersea city.
It's not really undersea, it's just somebody decided to put the door underwater for a laugh.
Yeah, it's just surrounded by a mass of rock face, so it's inaccessible unless you travel to it by sea or by air. And, oh my god, cutscene. Actual cutscene in a Pokemon game, even if it was only brief.
You do know that this is going to end only one way, right?
Yeah, I have a funny feeling that the one that is surrounded by water and is at its element when it's in water is probably going to kill the giant rock one that's standing on a very small precipice of rock.
Like, this might make more sense if it was rock and grass. Because then it might have a chance.
To be fair, they're not fighting at their full power. You know, they're not using their mega forms. Mega Groudon would absolutely shit on Mega Kyogre.
They're just tackling each other right now. This is like the equivalent of just kind of like doing a tiny little slap fight with each other.
I know the big legendaries fighting each other is amazing. That was a talking Raikou. That was a talking Raikou I just went up to. I just hung out with a talking Raikou there.
No, it's fine. It has a little boombox on top of its head. That's what was talking.
Oh, okay then. But incidentally, there's a Raikou there, and the game's just not letting me arbitrarily catch it yet, and that's really bugging me.
And because if it can talk, then it's very clearly owned by somebody else.
Except I get to catch it later.
Clearly it was busy right now.
It's got shit to do. There's a natural disaster going on right now. I can't be dealing with this legendary dog, legendary beast.
Its fur is all matted and you want to catch it? Like, come on, cut it some slack.
That is a good point, yeah. Anyways, this is the part where we go and meet our good friend Wallace. The dude who basically helps us save the day.
And was champion in another alternate universe no one cares about.
He's champion in this universe. He's Emerald's champion. It's Steven who's a champion in Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, I got that backwards.
Spoilers.
How old's this game now? What is it like?
I never actually finished Emerald.
Oh, sorry.
So it's story time. So I loved Pokemon for the longest time, and I'm thinking of Crystal. I'm thinking of Crystal that I never finished.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I had Crystal on the Game Boy, and I was at a car dealership with my parents because they were looking at a new car. And you know, I'm playing my video game, and you know, they were like, "Hey, we're leaving," blah 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 blah. And then when we get home, I was like, "Oh crap. I didn't say it, but I didn't say, oh crap, but it's like, oh crap, I must have left my Game Boy Advance at the car dealership. And I was like, okay, well, they were not happy at me for losing it, but they're like, okay, we'll go back tomorrow and pick it up. Because, it has my name on it and everything. The game has my name on it.
That ain't gonna stop someone from nicking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody stole it.
Buy this car and it comes with a free Game Boy Advance.
That's literally what I was thinking, like the car dealership guy was like, oh hey, free Game Boy. That'll sweeten the deal.
To be fair, car dealerships are scummy enough for that.
And luckily, that same year, the Game Boy Advance SP came out. So, for Christmas, I got a GBA SP.
Oh, that's good. That's a Game Boy that can actually be seen by human eyes, so...
Yes.
That is an upgrade.
GBA SP is the best portable system ever made. And I'll fight anyone that disagrees.
I was trying to be contrarian there, but I might actually agree with you, yeah. God damn.
That's weird, because neither of those answers is the PSP.
Get out.
Where else can I watch movies in 80p?
80p.
Stuff that would have looked bad on the PS1.
You haven't... Oh wait, I need to get I need to open Wikipedia for this joke.
You do that. While that happens, I'm evolving a seal.
Well, the seal was just so inspired by these crazy-ass weathers.
What, by the disaster that's currently taking place?
Yes, now it is an adult. It has seen ruin. Its childhood has forever been stolen.
Yeah, and that's the reason. Anyway, we do a bunch of surfing. We end up going fairly south.
Like, evolutions in this game appear to just simply be, most of the time, the Pokemon is just getting older.
Yeah.
So again, it's just losing your childhood innocence, and... I like how this place has no problems. When it should be having severe problems.
Yeah, it's here down in Pacific Log Town, everything is absolutely fine. No issues at all.
Like, this would have been neat if it's like, oh, all the buildings are underwater, or like, oh shit, we're sinking towards the ocean floor because of the sun.
These guys have basically prepared for a Waterworld-esque situation anyways, so they're gonna be fine. Whatever happens.
At least until the logs rot through and the entire thing collapses underneath them.
Oh well, we'll deal with that when we get to it. So this right here, this is the Sky Pillar. This area is one of the most infuriating dungeons in any Pokemon game because of its soul gimmick, which we will be seeing in just a moment. Many quick saves were utilised. Not even quick saves, you can't quick save in this. Many long and arduous saves were utilised to get through this.
Darla, I need to ask you one question. What are your BMX skills like? Bad? Ooh.
Then you're in for a really fucking rough time.
Oh, by the way, there's tons of Pokemon in here.
Oh yeah, that too. And there are a few Pokemon in here that I haven't caught yet, but I never ran into any of them, so... Sorry about all the,
Meow.
Sorry about all the blue ball transitions, I guess you can call them.
I like the falling area where it's just like this really hard impact, and it's like, yep, get back up there and do it again.
Mm-hmm. You only shattered your kneecaps, you'll be fine.
You don't need those to cycle.
So that was a massive stroke of luck, and I have no idea how I did that. If you slow down even for a second, you immediately stop and fall and lose, and then have to go back through the room again. Bugger.
So, I gotta ask you, have you really truly experienced life in cinema until you've experienced Deuce Bigalow European Gigolo on UMD?
I'm glad that you went away just to get that really esoteric reference. I'm so happy about that. Oh, that's great. And fuck this game. Just gonna refresh it. There we go. Let's try that again. That's better.
I'm actually surprised that there's a lot of stuff that was released on UMD.
It was meant to be like the big new thing, kind of like 3D TVs for a while, but never caught on. Really didn't catch on.
Like, even like old movies were released on it too, like the original Halloween and stuff.
Well,
People were really... Because the thing is, you put a lot of money into making that stuff work, because if you can do it, you win for like 10 years.
Well, anyways, here's the big green guy himself, the mascot of this game. The,
Oh, it's Rayquaza!
Yeah.
I'm for a fist fight.
I'd go so far as to argue he's the Deus Ex Machina who's going to single-handedly solve all this game's problems without any effort, but...
No, he's going to get two old men to stop trying to have a slap fight with each other.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's the one gonna break up the bridge club meeting. And keep them from beating each other up too much.
Speak your wish.
Well, anyways...
This is bullshit!
You're joining my team now, Rayquaza. Get in the ball. I love that the big dramatic encounter in every single Pokemon game is always immediately stymied by the immediate throwing of a Master Ball, which takes away all dramatic tension. Anyways, travelling back here to Sootopolis, cutscene automatically kicks in.
It's the same from one from before.
But this time, your good friend, your new Pokemon buddy, Rayquaza, just floats in casually.
Like, knock it the fuck off, you guys.
He travels down from the heavens.
Insert dancing mad joke here.
Oh yeah, God.
Rayquaza used tackle.
Rayquaza used, get the fuck off my lawn, you damn kids. And then they did. And then all the problems were solved.
I like how Kyogre's just like diving down in the ground, but apparently Groudon's just gonna walk backwards into the water.
I'm just gonna slowly back off.
Just bye guys. Bye.
Just smile and wave. And just like that, the world has been saved. We did it. Wow, that was really easy. That literally took like 15 minutes and we saved the world. But there you go. We did it.
I was honestly hoping there would be a double battle with the two giant monsters.
That would have been really cool, but there you go.
Like, that would have been way better than just, okay, get it to yell at it. And I mean, you might have Rayquaza at that point, so there you go. You've got something to throw at them.
That said, for as much as that was an anticlimax, we've got a goddamn Rayquaza now, so thank God the rest of this game's not going to be anywhere near as hard as it has been. Now that I have a Rayquaza to spam. Hooray for me.
The final boss just has everything with Blizzard that doesn't miss.
By the way, we got one more HM, another water-based one, so very sorry, Scurvy, but your moveset's going to be absolute garbage now. Well, anyways, it's now time for us to take on the final gym, and, you know, bring ourselves to the end of the game.
Thank God.
Who's that Pokemon?
Weather cast form, the weather Pokemon, can weather the weather depends on whether the weather that it is weathering is the right weather for it to weather. Whether the opponent can weather the weather also depends on whether the weather that it is weathering is the right weather for it to weather. Whether cast form can weather the opponent is once again dictated by the weather, and whether the weather is the right weather for weathering. However, whether you will wonder whether cast form will weather the opponent, and whether they can weather cast form depends on whether there will be weather to weather rather than what weather they will be weathering, and whether they will weather that weather.